Today's video is going to be a bit on the shorter end, and admittedly, this could probably just be a short. However, I don't have much time right now to edit the short, so I'm just gonna post this. And basically, what happened is Chaotix Wave has been found. After almost 8 years of being lost, copies have been recovered. So, if you don't know what Chaotix Wave is, this is a level that was made by CuLuC. And this is important because CuLuC is one of the most popular creators in the game. He has been part of the biggest collabs in the game, like Cosmos Unleashed, Dawn. You will know him for decorating stuff like Silent Clubstep, which is now Eternal Silence, Emerald Realm, one of the most popular easy demons in the game. He has parts in still top extremes like Spectre. He's just done so much. And he is honestly one of the most impressive creators in the game. And there is a good chunk of people in the game who consider him the best creator of all time, flat. And we can see that 7 years ago, he actually showcased this level. That is how old this is, considering I'm making this video in 2026, and this was fully showcased 7 years ago, with the actual, initial start of this level being way before even that. And this level has a very interesting history, which I'll get to after I've showed off the level here. However, I do want to talk about how this was lost and why it's pretty crazy that we got this actually recovered after all this time. So take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, because I am going off of the GD Wiki, which sometimes can be unreliable. But from what it says, this is the only pretty much cancelled CuLuC level, or at least major level that got cancelled. And basically, it was because he created this on his old iPhone. And sadly, he broke his old iPhone, and the only copy of this level was on his phone. It was the only version, right? So sadly, when he lost his phone, he lost the level, and this was just never ever going to be recovered, it looked like, and it sat for over half a decade, nearly a decade even, just gone, which is really sad. It's lost media, which nowadays in GD, it's rare to find lost media, and even rarer to find ones that are this modern. I know it's still a long time ago, but you have to consider that it's not like the 1.0 era here. This isn't like stuff that there's like barely any recorded evidence of. This is a level that we just sadly lost that was at a time where we usually would have pretty good backups and just a lot of saves of levels. And yeah, it looks really good for the time. Obviously now it looks like it's aged a ton, but, you know, for its time period, this was really cool, and it's just a part of history. It's one of the most important creators in the game work, right? It's one of his works. From what I know, it hasn't been specified how these were found, other than the fact that copies have been recovered. How those copies got recovered, we don't know, but the important thing is it's back, right? And from what this looks like, it looks like CuLuC is going to revamp this level a bit. By the way he words it, it seems like he's not going to do too much to it, but it's still just the fact that we're getting anything from this level after all this time is very, very cool to see, even though I didn't even know of this level's existence until recently. And we can see from this comment here, it's really interesting, its history, right? So apparently this was started as Sonic Wave 2. This was originally going to be the sequel to Sonic Wave unofficially, before even stuff that we have now, like Cosmic Cyclone, existed. So this is a very, very old level, right? And it got worked on, but however, most people didn't really like it as a sequel. Most people actually hated on this level. So sadly, the creator couldn't get their vision out, really. So the name got changed from Sonic Wave 2 to Chaotix Wave to kind of avert attention from that fact and kind of switch the style of the level and passed it down to CuLuC, who we know is the person that took full responsibility of making this level as good as it was. And then Ozzy decided to join the actual Cosmic Cyclone team with all the other people that made it, right? So it's kind of went full circle, which is kind of funny. And then anyways, yeah, Ozzy was really happy to see that CuLuC actually did something with the level, so it's just really nice to see that we actually got this recovered. And yes, for the time, this was a really dated level. However, you can see that it tried a bunch of unique stuff, right? Like, if you look here, the pre-drop of this level isn't what you'll normally see. It uses Robot. And I think that's good because it shows this level is doing something different. A lot of Nine Circles levels fall in this pitfall trap of just sticking to the original 9 circles structuring, and like that's all we do, right? We can't try anything else here, but this does. It tries duels, it tries spider parts, and parts you wouldn't expect to use the spider game mode. It tries a whole bunch of different styles instead of just one consistent 9 circle style through the entire part, which again is another pitfall trap they fall into. Which is why I'm surprised people hated Sonic Wave Infinity's decoration when it came out, because I thought it was genuinely very interesting. This is just really cool to see, right? It's 9 circles, but it tries a bunch of stuff. It's not just the same thing over and over. And yes, it's rough around the edges. Yes, there's some parts that look a bit empty. Yes, some parts don't look very fully structured, right? And some things probably could have been made better. However, for the time, I enjoy this. I like this level. And even if I didn't, it's better to have it than to not have it, right? I'm happy that this thing exists now. And yeah, I really can't wait to see what CuLuC does with it now that he actually has his hands on it, and this is going to be very interesting. Thanks for watching the video. I should be actually free for a decent while now, so hopefully I can get a couple more videos than usual out, or just keep the consistent once-a-day rate up. I am going to be streaming a Geometry Dash World Cup for July and the foreseeable future, so that might take up a bit of my time. However, yeah, I'm just happy that I do have a lot more time to put in to the videos now. We're at least starting tomorrow, and yeah, just thanks for watching. Don't have much more to say, and peace.